Lance Corporal Gary Miller from the South Carolina Highway Patrol. He joins us on this misty Monday edition of Palmetto Mornings. And good morning to you, Lance Corporal.
Good morning, Lucas. Good to be here.
Good morning.
Well, Ashley and I and so many others here at the broadcast house, we spent so many weeks together, part of our prom pledge, and the South Carolina Highway Patrol. You and the other troopers are so generous with your time. And so we just want to say, first of all, thank you publicly. Yes. Yeah. We have said thank you during the time, but this is a chance for us to say it in front of you. But you were with us for what, almost 16 of the schools, 17 of the schools?
Pretty much. And I think it's a great thing. Y'all give us a chance. You're doing what we try to do, try to get in front of the students and remind them of what can happen. Because, I mean, we drive on autopilot, and especially at that age, especially they're young drivers, they're inexperienced, and they're just coming through an exciting part of life at that time, and we're trying to get them to focus on what can happen. We don't want to ruin their time, but we don't want their time to get ruined by somebody just making us careless or, just a bad mistake.
Well, thank you again so much for being part of the prom pledge, and it comes around again next year for sure. All right, so you're driving down the interstate, you look up and you see a South Carolina highway patrolman in a cruiser behind you, and you might think, oh man, am I getting pulled over? Or are you thinking, man, that's a good-looking cruiser? Hopefully you're thinking, man, that's a good-looking cruiser.
I don't know if that's where your mind's going to go first, but
I'm trying here, Gary.
I'm trying. The first thing, here's my thing. For us, if you're driving down the road and you look in the rearview mirror and you see my smiling face, that silver car with the blue stripes on it, and you're paying attention to what you're doing. For us, we want you to do that. We see that self-check. All of a sudden, there's a state trooper. How fast am I going? I got my seatbelt on. Yeah, I'm good.
And I hope it's scary.
We can do that self-check. Self-check. But right now we've got going on, the American Association of State Troopers has got our best looking cruiser contest going on in South Carolina. We're pushing to try to make the calendar right now. And right now I think we're ranked 14th out of all of them, and we are sitting the top 13 make the calendar. Number one gets the cover page. And then there's a different car for each year. And we're wanting to get the word out and get our people out here a little bit to help us and get some votes out. And if you go to the page right here, I'm going to hold it up so you can kind of get a picture of the QR code and everything, picture of the cruisers and stuff. So you got it?
You got it? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Is that it? That got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what we can do with that is you go there and it gives you a chance to review all the pictures and gives you a chance to vote, and hopefully you'll think ours are the best looking cars out there, because we are about 300 votes out of 13th place last time I checked, and we would really love it if we could get in there. And all the proceeds for these calendars are nonprofit. It goes to scholarships for students and troopers' dependents and things like that. So it's all a fundraiser, and it's not a money maker for the patrol. It's a nonprofit thing. So we'd appreciate your support. Anything you could do to kind of help us push across that top edge.
Is it all 50 states that are participating?
50 states are eligible. If you pull it up the website, you can go down and let it download, and it'll open up and it'll show you the pictures for every state. Just put pictures in there for cars.
Okay.
So our picture is featuring two vehicles.
Right.
The of course 2024 Ford Mustang.
We've got the new 24 Mustang and the 2024 F-150.
Okay, and it's in front of the iconic Arthur Ravenel Bridge there in Charleston, or some people still call them the Cooper River Bridges, whatever you want to call them. It's a good-looking picture. I have looked at the other states, some of them. The backdrop really sells the picture more than the vehicle themselves.
Right. Look at the cars. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. It's kind of that truck dressed out, and then that Mustang. It's kind of hard to beat those things in that silver with the blue stripes on it. It looked pretty tough.
Gary, besides this just being a fun opportunity, what do you hope people get out of this? That they, one, learn about the vehicles that are part of the South Carolina Highway Patrol?
It's something. But really and truly, it's a relation thing, a get connected kind of thing for us. A lot of people have different impressions of law enforcement, but they really don't get a chance to know us or work with us. We're people just like everybody else. And like you and I work together, and people look at y'all. Y'all are radio, television personalities, and look at Lucas. But Lucas and Ashley, y'all are just great people. And you get out there, and we have a lot in common. We talk about our families, and we talk about our church life or what we do and our normal morning ride and stuff. And everybody has things in common. And we just need to connect and get back to being a community again.
Well said
Very
to that,
well said.
Gary. My gosh, we could probably just end the interview here, but we've still got a lot more topics to discuss. So we want to remind folks, go ahead and vote now. It's called America's Best Looking Cruiser Contest. It's between all the state highway patrols in the country. So perfect timing. People are feeling the love for.
And today is the last day.
That's right. That's what I was getting to. People are feeling the love, Gary, because it's Team USA at the Summer Olympics, and show some love right here at home by, of course, voting for South Carolina, because we think we have some of the best looking cruisers out there on the road. But Gary is right. Today is the last day, Monday, July the 29th. We're speaking with Lance Corporal Gary Miller. He is from the South Carolina Highway Patrol. His troop is the troop that patrols our area. It's called Troop 4. There are a lot of counties that are not part of our listening area, but the ones that are Lancaster, Chester, and York counties. Gary is very familiar with all those roads. And Gary, with those 3 counties, well, it means that school is right around the corner. We are going to begin back to school traffic any day now.
Right.
What's the message from the South Carolina Highway Patrol?
Well, in the words of my children when they were little, watch out, the cheese wagons are coming. Okay, school buses are going to be back on the road again. And let's talk about, really and truly, how many people are familiar with exactly how and when you can and should not pass a school bus? Okay, so legally, let's look at the roadways. If it is a 2-lane road, 1 lane going each direction, even if it's got a turning lane in the middle, that's 1 lane going each direction, and you see a stopped school bus, everybody stops. Everybody. If you have a multi-lane road, which is more than 1 lane going each direction, divided median, only the people that are traveling in the same direction as the bus must stop. Now, it doesn't matter which lane you're in. If you're going the same direction as the bus, everybody going that direction stops. By law, the school bus is supposed to be on the far right side, only picking up students off the right side of the roadway, but kids are unpredictable, so everybody in that lane stops. We had an incident a couple years ago, I believe it was in Greenawalt County, where we had a situation like this, and we had a multi-lane road, buses over on the right-hand side, picking up students, not too far from this corner. One of the students was there early, ran across the road to a convenience store. He's coming out the convenience store at the last second, sees the school bus there. Oh, I'm going to miss the bus. Takes off running across road into oncoming traffic and gets hit by a car. So even, the driver was not at fault. The kid was coming from the wrong direction, but kids are unpredictable. So anytime you're coming there and you see a stopped school bus, whether you know you got to stop or whether you know you have the right of way, slow down, keep your head and eyes on a swivel, because nobody wants to be the person that runs over a child.
All right, so you have that. Then let's talk about the importance of school zones and the school zone speed limit, because there are signs everywhere and a big flashing light.
Yes, sir. and they can actually write a little enhanced ticket for speeding in a school zone, like speeding in a construction zone. Mm-hmm. It's similar. So the fines can go up drastically. But there again, it's not about the fine. It's about keeping the people safe. When you're coming in and out of a school zone, a lot of times, traffic pattern's going to change. Okay, so if you know that your schools are starting back this week or the first of next week, go ahead and start planning to allow a little bit extra travel time for work, because until people get used to that new traffic flow again or where they're going, it's going to bottleneck in some areas. We've got a lot of growth going on in our surrounding counties. And the extra growth, new people coming in, they might not be as familiar with the traffic pattern as you are. So pack your patience, allow a few extra minutes, and make sure that when you're coming and approaching those school zones, slow down, because we're going to have officers in those areas. And our focus is keeping them safe. I would rather do it with you just seeing us or seeing a sheriff's deputy or a state trooper or a city officer somewhere with blue lights on to caution you to slow down and remind you. But if they have to get in your pocketbook, they will do it.
So this is everyone's warning.
That's it. This is your polite warning. That's it.
It is interesting. You get out of the habit for 8 to 10 weeks, as long as summer break lasts.
Yes, sir.
And then it will get back in the swing of things, and then people will forget how to pick up their kids from school, drop them off at school, how to drive in a school zone, and how to maneuver around a bus. So you're just saying right now, even though school's not in session yet, go ahead and start leaving the house maybe a couple minutes early.
Go ahead and start planning for it.
There you go.
If you're not sure, for instance, if your child's going, if this is the first time your child's going to school, if your child's going from a elementary school to a middle school or to a high school, drive the route. Which way's how am I going to come in? Where is the best way for me to come into school? How are we going to be coming in? Where are we going to come out? How am I going from here to work? plan your route out a little bit, time it so you'll know, and then allow a few extra time for extra traffic.
And that's probably a good idea for parents who have teenage drivers as well, for them to maybe drive there with them, do the route, especially if it's the first time you're driving.
Driving to school, good point. And get them to go out there, ride it with them. Hey, this is where you're going. This is where you're going to park. We want our kids to grow up, but we want them to get old and decrepit like I am. We want to make it there.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
Man, well, Gary's got some exciting news. He's going to become a grandfather next month or in September. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
My daughter-in-law's hoping August, but
well, congratulations to you and your family, and hopefully it will be a healthy and happy delivery. And keep us in the loop, please.
Definitely.
And you're going to see Lance Corporal Gary Miller as well as the other troopers out and about, if they're not already out and about, especially when school gets underway. And don't forget, we know you're on the World Wide Web because everyone weighs in on every topic on social media. This is a topic that you can weigh in when you vote for America's Best Looking Cruiser contest, and it helps South Carolina and it gets us in a calendar. You can't beat that.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Gary. We certainly appreciate it, sir.
Thank y'all.